Don't fart, Brian. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Sorry we're a few minutes late. Some technical difficulties happening. Everyone is able to be heard, by the way, not just me. We have me, Dave, and Blair, Chae, Papychu, Winter, and Brian's joining us too. As well as our lovely mod team with the blue names. Who farted at the start? It was Brian. We are going to be playing Doki Doki Literature Club Plus, which is, if you're not familiar with it, a dating sim / psychological horror game. It has depictions of gore and self-harm, so if you don't like that, this stream isn't for you. But yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to be voicing the narrator / protagonist. And Papychu's going to be hopefully voicing Sayori. Blair will be voicing Natsuki. Chae will be Monika, and Winter will be Yuri. And Brian will probably provide farts and commentary.
Brian's the cat.
Brian's the
I'm
cat.
the cat.
Yeah.
Meow.
But let me know if the volumes are okay. On the game, the microphones and stuff I can adjust during the stream. I have the chat open. So yeah, let's unmute the game now, and we can start.
Cycle! Mass cycle!
All right.
Oh boy! New game time. Let's do
It's
it.
time for a new game. Here's all the crew.
Woo!
Game.
Gang gang! Excuse me.
What should the name be? Probably me. I'll
Dave.
just put Dave.
Dave.
Not Dev R.
Dev R. God.
Oh boy. Alright, I gotta hold up my phone for this.
Pretty sure this is Sayori.
It
I
is.
think
Yeah,
it's the
hold
cat.
I still don't know. Okay, hang on.
Hey!
I see an annoying girl running towards me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is Sayori, my neighbor and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today, but it just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me.
I overslept again. But I caught you this time.
Maybe, but
but-
that's me. Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you.
You say that like you were thinking about ignoring me. That's mean, Dave.
Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think that we're a couple or something.
Fine. But you did wait for me after all. I guess you don't have it in you to be mean even if you want to.
Whatever you say, Sayori. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute.
By the way, Dave, have you decided on a club to join yet?
A club? I told you already, I'm not really interested in joining any clubs. I haven't been looking either.
That's not true. You told me you would join a club this year.
Did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did in one of our many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on about. Sayori likes to worry a little too much about me, when I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime.
Uh-huh. I was talking about how I'm worried that you won't learn how to socialize or have any skills before college. Your happiness is really important to me, you know. And I know you're happy now, but I die at the thought of you becoming a NEET in a few years because you're not used to the real world.
Foreshadowing.
You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you.
Alright, alright. I'll look at a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises, though.
Will you at least promise me you'll try a little?
Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that.
Yay!
Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind at least a little bit, even if she does exaggerate everything inside of her head. Her large head. School day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. I just got here. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Sayori wants me to check out some clubs. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club.
Hello?
Sayori? Sayori must have come into the classroom while I was spacing out. I look around and realize I'm the only one left in the classroom.
I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting here and spacing out, so I came in. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed.
You don't need to wait up for me if it's going to make you late for your own club.
Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought, you know.
Know what?
Well, that you could come to my club.
Sayori.
Yeah?
There's no way I'm going to your club.
Meanie.
Sayori is vice president of the literature club. Not that I was ever aware that she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. Since she was the first one to show interest, after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title Vice President. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Yeah, I'm going to the anime club.
Come on, please.
Why do you care so much anyway?
Well, I kinda told the club yesterday I would bring in a new member.
So you lied.
And Natsuki made cupcakes and everything.
Don't make promises you can't keep. I can't tell if Sayori is really that much of an airhead, or if she's so cunning as to have planned all this out. I let out a long sigh. Fine. I guess you are my little pug champ.
Yes! Let's go!
And thus today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. Yum. Oh, knock. I dejectedly follow Sayori across the school upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit. Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Hi, Sayori. Are you okay?
Wow, I'm still muted. Everyone, the new member is here.
I told you, don't call me a new member. I glance around the room.
Welcome to the Literature Club. It's a pleasure meeting you. Sayori always says nice things about you.
Seriously? You brought it, boy? Way to kill the atmosphere.
Ah, Dave! What a nice surprise. Welcome to the club.
All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls!
Meow.
What are you looking at?
What's the cat doing?
What's the dog doing? If you want to say something, say it.
Sorry.
Natsuki.
The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes her look like a first-year student. She's also the one who made the cupcakes, according to Sayori.
Ah, 1 second. My microphone went.
No.
Sorry. Alright. You can just ignore her when she gets moody.
Sayori says that quietly in my ear, very quietly, and then turns back towards the other girls.
Anyways, this is Natsuki, always full of energy. And this is Yuri, the smartest of the club.
Don't say things like that.
Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki. Well, it's nice to meet both of you.
And it sounds like you already know Monika, is that right?
That's right. It's great to see you again, Dave.
Monika smiles sweetly and poses. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talk, but we were in the same class last year. Monika's probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic, the obvious choice. Basically completely out of my league. So, having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... You too, Monika.
Come sit down, Dave. We made room for you at the table, so you can sit next to me or Monika. I'll get the cupcakes.
Hey, I made them. I'll get them.
Sorry, I got a little too excited.
Then, how about I make some tea as well?
The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. As Sayori mentioned, it's been widened so that there is one space next to Monika and one space next to Sayori. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room where Natsuki grabs a wrapped tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand.
Okay, you ready? Ta-da!
Whoa!
Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white, fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. The whiskers are drawn with icing, and little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears.
So cute!
I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki.
Meow.
Well, you know.
Those are the cupcakes.
Just hurry and take one.
Sayori grabs one first, then Monika. I follow.
It's delicious!
Sayori talks with her mouth full and already has managed to get icing all on her face. Ugh. I turn the cupcake around in my fingers, looking at it for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki.
asking me. It's not like I...
Haven't I heard this somewhere before?
made them for you or anything.
Yeah, I thought you technically did. Sayori said...
Well, maybe. But not for, you, dummy.
Alright. I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom?
Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book?
I guess.
Oh, sorry. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you.
Oh.
That's not...
Insulted, Yuri looks away.
I meant that, you know.
I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but at least I enjoy tea.
I'm glad.
Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monika raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me.
So, what made you consider the literature club?
I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monika that I was practically dragged here by Sayori. Well, I haven't joined any of the clubs yet, and Sayori seemed really happy here, so...
That's okay, don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone.
Monika, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member for any of the other major clubs. Weren't you a leader of the debate club last year?
Well, you know. To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream.
Monika really is a great leader.
Yuri also nods in agreement. Then I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club.
You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events, like the festival, that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone?
Yeah!
We'll do our best.
You know it.
Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monika must have worked really hard just to find these three. Maybe that's why they were also delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Though I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature.
So, Dave, what kinds of things do you like to read?
Well, considering how little I've read in these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga. I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet.
Not much of a reader, I guess.
Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri?
Well, let's see.
Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger.
My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive.
Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds comfort in the world of books, not people.
But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately.
Oh. I read a horror book once, Goosebumps. I desperately try to grasp something that I can relate to on a minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock.
The Rock is my friend.
Really? I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you?
I guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think, or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a moment. For a brief moment, even.
I hate horror.
Oh? Why's that?
Well, I just...
Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second.
Never mind.
That's right. You usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki?
What? What gives you that idea?
You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called...
Don't say it out loud!
Oh.
And give that back!
Fine, fine.
Your cupcakes, your poems. Everything you do is just as cute as you are.
Sayori sidles... Sidles? Is that how you say that?
Oh my god, that's a typo. It's supposed to be is it slides or is it?
Slides?
No, the term's correct.
I don't-
It's siddle. It's
Ah.
siddle.
Siddles up
I've
behind
never
me.
seen that word. I'm gonna
Me
be honest.
either.
Me too.
It's another word for like
Mm.
inching slowly to the side.
Okay. Sayori sidles
I've
up
played this
behind
game and I never noticed that.
Yeah.
Bruh.
I played a lot of Wind Waker, that's how I know that word.
Huh, okay.
Bruh.
Ah,
Sayori sidles up behind Natsuki and puts her hand on her shoulders.
I'm not cute!
Natsuki, you write your own poems?
Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care?
I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime?
No!
Natsuki averts her eyes.
You wouldn't like them.
Ah, not a very confident writer yet.
I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities, and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart.
Do you have Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers.
I guess it's the same for Yuri.
Aw, I wanted to read everyone's poems.
We all sit in silence for a moment.
Okay. I have an idea, everyone.
Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monika.
Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then, next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way, everyone is even.
Sounds like homework.
Let's do it!
Plus, now that we have a new member, I think it will help us all get a little more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of the club. Isn't that right, Dave?
Monika smiles warmly at me once again. Hold on, there's still one problem.
Eh? What's that?
Now that we're back in the original topic of me joining the club, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Sayori may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and I lose my train of thought. All four girls stare back at me with dejected eyes.
But...
I'm sorry. I thought...
Dave.
You can't peer pressure me. I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? That is, if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes all light up.
Yes! I'm so happy!
Sayori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey.
You really did scare me for a moment.
If you really just came for the cupcakes, I would be super pissed.
Eat my hair.
Then that makes it official.
Eat my hair.
Here, Natsuki, try a bite. I tried a new shampoo today.
He's so mean.
Smells good.
Oh, that's kind of nice.
Thank you, it's new. Welcome to the literature club.
Thanks, I guess.
Meow.
Okay, everyone. Whose cat is that? I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share.
Okay. Monika looks over at me once more.
Dave, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monika with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food.
Hey, Dave, since we're already here, do you want to walk home together?
That's right, Sayori and I never walk home together anymore because she always stays after school for clubs. Sure, might as well.
Yay!
With that, the two of us depart to the club room and make our way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the four girls. Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course Monika. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in the literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Alright, I just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. Okay, it's time to write a poem. Pick some words you think your favorite club member will like. Something good might happen with whoever likes your poem the most. Alright, Brian, it's your turn to shine. Tell me some words.
Okay. I want to go for, ooh, kawaii!
Kawaii?
Oh, I want to go for lazy.
Lazy.
I want to go for climax.
Ah.
Okay. Let's go for
420.
A little kiss.
I can't believe Dave is listening to his cat.
I know, right? Let's go for
I'm just sitting there writing with my cat, like, hey cat, pick
it's like
some
Persona,
words.
like,
meow meow.
like, hey,
Oh my
Morgana,
God.
what should I write next?
Shiny.
Insert I should write something here.
Where's Monika?
Cage.
Cage? Oh, there it is.
He's just saving for the night. I should write some.
Poof. Kitty!
Kitty! Meow, meow.
I'm gonna put my cat on the
Let's go
mic.
for Dazzle.
I don't have a cat.
Oh,
Let's go for Inferno!
Inferno.
Puppy!
I do have a puppy though.
Ah,
Let's go for...
Secretive.
secretive.
Mhm.
The girls are gonna look at
Let's
this
go
poem.
for... Existence.
Yes.
Wow, it's a very
Big word.
colorful poem.
Well, Dave, this is certainly a collection of words.
Hmm. What's
Are
this?
any of them in a proper sentence?
Quick, Yuri, I need you to bash me over the head so that I forget where I've ever read this poem.
What's the next
No.
word, Brian?
Hurry, quick, use this book.
Bounty.
Hurry.
No. Sayori, no.
Let's go for... Time.
Oh, got an achievement.
Ooh.
Ooh.
What'd you get?
Let's go. what
Poetry
did you get?
slam.
Poetry swarm.
Nice.
Determination.
Yeah.
Wait, if you suplex somebody in the literature club, does that count as poetry slam?
I guess so.
Oh no!
My
Slam
poem.
poetry!
Let's go for sticky.
And his name is Chae.
What? You slush.
Wacky slush. Let's go for bubbles.
Bubbles.
You can't say bubbles when you're mad. You can never
Alright,
say bubbles.
two
when you're
more
mad.
words.
Two more. Let's go for gam.
Games?
Yeah.
Alright, last word.
Forgive. So hopefully everyone forgives me for what I've just done.
Alright.
Good job,
That's,
Morgana.
we'll think about that.
Exactly.
Meow.
Here we are.
Hi again, Dave. Glad to see you didn't run away on us.
Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last one to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out.
Thanks for keeping your promise, Dave. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of an environment for you.
Commitment.
Commitment. Fuck. What?
You're okay. You're okay.
Commitment. I've played this. I've voiced this like 2 times in the past 2 days, and today,
Oh,
only
boy.
today do I mess it up.
Wow. It's okay.
I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment. It is a commitment for you, making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it.
Oh, come on! Like he deserves any slack. Sayori told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. And last year, too. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out, or what,
I know I'm a douche.
but if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. I'm very serious.
Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room.
Ooh, that's a spicy sentence.
Oof.
Got a
Demonetized.
big ass mouth.
Oh no.
Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monika and manga
And meow.
and meow.
Manga is literature!
Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat.
Don't worry, guys. Dave always gives it his best as long as he's having fun. He helps me with busy work without me even asking. Like cooking, cleaning my room.
How dependable.
Sayori, that's because your room is so messy, it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once.
Is that so?
Uh-huh.
I'm just gonna ignore the fact that I'm actually sitting in a messy room right
You
now.
two are,
Understandable.
you two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous.
How come? You and Dave can become good friends too.
Sayori,
Hmm?
as usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into.
Oh, Yuri brought. Oh, shoot. English. I can speak English.
Correct.
It's okay. I think we're all sitting with that today.
That's
It's all right.
I didn't sleep.
Yeah.
Leave me alone. Okay. Oh, Yuri even brought you something today, you know?
Wait, Sayori!
Me?
Not really.
Don't be shy.
That's a bit of a difficult request. It's really nothing.
Sorry, I'm typing.
No worries.
What is it?
Never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What do I do?
Eh? I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking.
What's new? I guess that means it's up to me to rescue
Ouch.
the situation.
Faucet empty.
Hey, don't worry about it.
Teepee.
First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. So, any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what.
Is that so?
Yeah, I won't make it a big deal if you don't want it to be.
All right. Well, here.
Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book.
I didn't want you to feel left out. So, I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read.
Yes,
Books Binted,
book is minted.
What?
and we could, you know, discuss it, if you wanted.
This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you! I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Not Clifford the Big Red Dog.
Oh my god.
Off
Well,
goes on a field trip.
Certainly a colorful piece of literature, I suppose.
Captain Underpants.
Oh my god.
Alright.
Well,
So I can laugh.
you can read it at your own pace. And I look forward to hearing what you think.
Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monika to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monika are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression. It's like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. I hear Natsuki utter an exasperated sigh from within the closet. She seems to be annoyed by something. I approach her in case she needs a hand. Are you looking for something in there?
Freaking Monika. She never puts my stuff back in the right spot.
She puts it on the top shelf so you can't reach it.
What's the point in keeping your collection organized if someone is just gonna mess it up?
Natsuki slides a bunch of stacked books and boxes across the shelf. Manga.
You read manga, right?
Ah, Sometimes. Manga's one of the things where you can't admit you're really into it until you figure out where the other person stands. How did you know anyway?
I heard you bring it up at some point. Besides, it's kind of written on your face.
Manga. What's that supposed to mean? I see. There's a lone volume of manga amidst the stack of various books on the side of one of the shelves. Curious, I pull it out of the stack.
There it is!
Natsuki snatches it out of my hand.
Yoink!
She then turns to a box of manga and slips the volume right in the middle of the rest.
Ah, much better.
It's that weeb energy.
Seeing a box set with one missing book is probably the most irritating sight in the world.
I agree. I know that feel. Oof, my OCD goes brr. I get a closer look at the box set she's admiring. Parfait Girls? It's a series I've never heard of in my life. That probably means it's either way out of my demographic or it's simply terrible.
If you're gonna judge, you can do it through the glass on that door.
She points to the classroom door. Hey, I wasn't judging anything. I didn't even say anything.
It was the tone of your voice. But I'll tell you one thing, Dave. Consider this lesson straight from the literature club. Don't judge a book by its cover. In fact...
Natsuki pulls the first volume of Parfait Girls from the box.
I'm gonna show you exactly why.
She shoves the book right into my hands. Ah. I stare at the cover. It features 4 girls in colorful attire striking animated feminine poses. It's exceedingly moe.
Don't just stand there.
Ooh ah. Natsuki grabs my arm and pulls me out of the closet. Then she takes a seat against the wall, beneath the windowsills. She pats the ground next to her, signaling me to sit there. Wouldn't chairs be more comfortable? I take my seat.
Chairs wouldn't work. We can't read at the same time like that.
Huh? Why's that? I guess it's easier to be close together like this.
Don't just say that! You make me feel weird about it.
Natsuki crosses her arms and scooches an inch away from me. Sorry. I didn't exactly expect to be sitting this close to her either. Not that I can say it's a particularly bad thing. I open the book. It's only a few seconds before Natsuki once again inches closer, reclaiming the additional space where she hopes I wouldn't notice. I can feel her peering over my shoulder, much more eager to begin reading than I am.
Wow, how long has it been since I read the beginning?
You don't go back and flip through the older volumes every now and then?
Not really.
I do.
Maybe sometimes after I've already finished the series. Hey, are you paying attention?
I am, but nothing's really happened yet, so I can't talk at the same time. It looks like it's about a bunch of friends in high school. Typical slice-of-life affair. I kinda grew out of these, since it's rare for the writing to be entertaining enough to make up for the lack of plot. So, what should I expect from this? Is there going to be plot?
Well, obviously. You think I would enjoy something that didn't have a plot? I mean... Well, I guess I know what you're saying. A lot of the beginning is about simple things. Like, there's actually a really funny chapter where they're obsessed with the guy at the ice cream shop? But that just helps you get to know the characters. Besides, it's still entertaining. But later on, there's all kinds of drama. Like when they get all into their backstories, and when some of the romance starts to happen. That's really what makes it so good. And there are so many touching parts.
Ah, is that so? Sounds like you really know what you're talking about. Maybe I underestimated you.
Hey, wait! What's that supposed to mean?
Ooh-ah. Why do I ooh-ah? Natsuki gives me a little shove. I just mean that I haven't yet seen you at your full power.
This isn't even my final form. Good save.
He returns.
Nice. Oh no. This chapter seems like it's about baking. This is just a guess, but is there a lot of baking in this manga?
Well,
Natsuki pauses for a moment, as if she doesn't want to admit something.
yeah. Why does that matter?
It doesn't, I was just curious. Since you enjoy baking too, right?
That's just a coincidence. I just happened to get into baking around the same time I got this manga. Like I would ever get into something because it's in a manga. I feel bad for anyone that impressionable. Words are hard.
It's definitely not a coincidence. I guess that explains Natsuki's interest in baking. Still, of all the hobbies to pick up from a manga, that's definitely one of the better ones. Not to mention, she's really good at it, so who am I to judge? We read on for a few more minutes. I finished a couple chapters at this point. Are you sure this isn't boring for you?
It's not.
Even though you're just watching me read?
Well, I'm fine with that.
If you say so. I guess it's fun sharing something you like with someone else. I always get excited when I convince any of my friends to pick up a series that I enjoy. You know what I mean?
Hmm?
You don't?
That's not... Well, I wouldn't really know.
What do you mean? Don't you share your manga with your friends? Your friends that you totally have?
Did you not rub it in? Jeez.
Oh! I see! Sorry.
Like I could ever get my friends to read this. You think manga is just for kids. I can't even bring it up without them being all like,
Yeah.
you still haven't grown out of that yet? Makes me want to punch them in the face.
I know those kinds of people. Honestly, it takes a lot of effort to find friends who don't judge, much less friends that are also into it. I'm already kind of a loser, so I guess yeah. Well, I was trying to be less harsh on myself, so I guess I gravitated more towards the other losers over time. We're a big loser club.
Yes, you're a loser, Natsuki.
but it's probably harder for someone like you. What does that mean?
Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Wait, which part?
I mean, I feel like I can't even keep it in my own room.
Oh.
I don't even know what Mommy's dad would do if he found this. At least it's safe here in the club room.
Hmm.
Except Monika was kind of a jerk about it. Ugh, I just can't win, can I?
Well, it paid off in the end, didn't it? I mean, here I am reading it.
Well, it's not like that solves any of my problems.
Maybe. But at least you're enjoying yourself, right?
So? Jeez, that's enough. Are you gonna keep reading or what?
Yeah. I flip the page. Suddenly, Natsuki starts laughing.
I totally forgot that happens.
Natsuki puts her finger on one of the panels.
Yuri is my favorite character. You always feel a little bad for her since she's so unlucky. But it gets especially bad when...
Oh.
I shouldn't be talking about that yet. Just finish this chapter.
Natsuki's voice sparkles with excitement. It's a stark contrast to her usual bossy tone. But if she's not used to sharing her favorite manga with her friends, I can understand why. It's hard to express in words the feeling you get when connecting with someone like that. And being able to provide that to Natsuki, for whom it's a rare experience. The thought makes me smile a little to myself.
Okay, everyone.
Huh?
Are you all ready with today's poems?
Shit. My dog ate it.
Meow.
On.
Seriously, whose cat is this?
It's mine. He's cranky because I forgot to feed him.
No.
Could your timing be any worse?
Sorry.
Smell my hair.
You're smoking delicious.
I just need to make sure we have enough time. Though you do look pretty cozy over there.
Huh?
Uh, Natsuki suddenly notices how close she's gotten to me. She hastily slides herself a good 12 inches away from me. Alright, I guess I'll stop here for now. I close the book and hand it towards Natsuki.
You're just giving it back? Don't you want to know what happens?
Yeah, but Monika just said,
Don't be dumb. Just take it home with you.
2 books? Damn.
Dude's rich.
Is that really alright? I say that mostly because I really didn't plan on using my spare time to read this.
Well, of course. It would take forever for you to finish it if you didn't take it home. Just finish that one before tomorrow so we can start the next one. And if it gets bent, I'll kill you.
By tomorrow? I only got part way through the volume so far. I might fall behind on some shows if I try to get through this. But I suppose that's a necessary sacrifice in exchange for seeing Natsuki's enthusiastic face. Or am I more scared of what will happen if I don't finish it? Alright then. I stand up.
Books are ended.
Bogus binted.
Books are ended.
I return to where I put my stuff and carefully slip the book into my bag.
By the way, excuse me, did you remember to write a poem last night?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Our relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration, so I talked to my cat for 12 hours, since I never really done this before.
Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with?
Oh, shoot, I was muted.
Yes.
Oh, I can't wait!
Sayori and Monika enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori's is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monika wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monika's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same, myself. Who should I show my poem to first? What do you think, Bri?
Who should you? I'm gonna go for Yuri.
Yuri.
Alright.
Yuri seems the most experienced, so I should start with her. I can trust her opinion, to be fair.
Excuse me for a moment. I need to go exercise a demon.
Okay.
Right.
Thrilling. Yuri stares at the poem. A minute passes, more than enough time for her to finish reading. I mean, it was like 20 words.
Oh. Sorry. I forgot to start speaking.
It's fine, don't force yourself.
I'm not. I just need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on.
Is it shit?
Okay. Book Pinted? This is your first time writing a poem,
How could you tell? Yeah. Why do you ask?
I'm just making sure. I guess that it might be after reading through it.
So it's that bad.
No! Did I just raise my voice? I'm so sorry.
Yuri buries her face in her hands. I couldn't help but notice that it's been several minutes and we really haven't gotten anywhere. It might take Yuri a while to get used to new people. It's fine. I really didn't notice. What were you saying?
Right. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. And I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form-fit them together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened.
Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert.
And of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased, though.
Hey!
Biased? How?
Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that.
No, you shouldn't.
Sorry.
It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now?
Please do. I'd love to share my thoughts process behind it.
Yuri smiles dreamily, as if that's a rare opportunity for her. Which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Do you want to read the poem?
Yeah, absolutely. I have this one memorized, so yes.
Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow, bathing, It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, breathing air of the present, yet living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting.
What? I wasn't thinking that at all.
But it took you a long time to read.
Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty.
That's a relief.
Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive.
It wasn't too short? I usually write longer poems.
Not at all.
I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose.
Are you into ghosts, Yuri?
Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Dave.
Really? I must have totally missed the point.
Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all.
But you said it took a while to read it.
Do you know how long you should really spend reading a poem? You must absorb that sucker.
Oh, like a sponge.
But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their words. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost.
Oh, loud cars.
Lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past. And soon to be left with nothing.
That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I haven't even thought of that. That's impressive.
It's nothing, really. Well, it makes me happy that you think that. Just remember that it won't be long before you pick up on these things too.
Yeah, maybe you're right. I guess I'll have to keep trying.
I'm counting on you.
Okay. Who is next? I'll do Natsuki.
Vote now on your phones. Okay, well, let's start with the things I don't like.
Uh-huh.
First of all,
Natsuki rereads my poem.
never mind. I don't feel like giving you my opinion.
What's the point of sharing it in the first place? I wrote this when I could have been doing other things. In fact, remember how I said I wanted to read your poems? That's what I had in mind when writing this. I want to help you feel comfortable enough to share yours. Like Monika said.
Well, I would be more comfortable sharing my poem if yours was really bad.
It's good then.
You were supposed to show me some dumb poem and maybe go, huh, well, it's not that great. Let me show you what real literature looks like. And then you went and ruined it. I hope you're happy.
Yeah. So in other words, you're saying you liked it? Natsuki's retort gets caught in her throat.
You're so... You don't understand anything, do you? told you! You don't have to go announcing it to the world that you're all self-important!
Pretty sure you never actually said that. I say that mostly to myself. Natsuki must really hate me or something. I can't figure out if it's a win or a loss that she liked my poem. In any case, you still need to show me yours, right?
Fine, I guess. Only because Monika will make me if I don't.
I love this poem.
Eagles can fly. Monkeys can
Monkey.
Owls can seek. Cheaters can run. Eagles can fly. People can try. But that's about it.
Cats can meow.
Cats
Yeah.
can meow.
Bobo's convinced.
I told you you weren't gonna like it.
I like it.
What? Just be honest.
I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it?
Well, it doesn't include a cat for starters. Because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be about all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously.
But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid.
Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like my dad. Look at this poem.
Demonetize!
No, we
Oh,
don't
we
have-
weren't monetized to begin
Everyone
with.
around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it.
Yeah, I understand.
But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then I made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line.
So, you did. I guess more went into it than I realized.
That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you?
Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Let's go Sayori.
Okay, I'm here. I was exercising a demon. I'm sorry. Okay. Sorry. This is a good poem, Dave. Are you sure it's your first time?
Of course. It's not that good. Am I the kind of guy who would be writing poems in his spare time?
I guess you're right. But that's why it impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid that you wouldn't do it seriously. Or that you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really happy just that you wrote one. It just reminds me of how you're really a part of the club now.
Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise.
See, it's like I said before, Dave. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Trying new things like this for other people. That's something that only really good people do.
Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined. Knowing how much this means to her and all.
Yeah. And I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That'll be my way of thanking you.
Alright, I'm gonna hold you to that then.
Yay! Now, you'll read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this.
We'll see about that. Read it.
I have to squint just to read this because I can't read small print. Alright, ready?
Yes.
Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you miss me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you...
Oh, you moved it. Alright.
Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could be asleep forever. I could be asleep forever,
Could be
okay?
sleep.
Some days we just need to be asleep.
Which is something I should have done last night. I just didn't.
Probably.
If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever, but I'm not mad. I want breakfast.
Oh, look, ADHD in a nutshell. Booyah. Let's go.
Sayori. This is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this?
No? Just a little bit.
You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question.
I forgot to do it last night.
Well, at least that makes me feel a little better about myself.
Don't be mean. I still tried my best.
Yeah. I didn't mean to say it like it was a bad poem. It came out nice, or how should I put it? It sounds just like you.
Really?
Yeah. Especially the last line.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm pretty stupid, so...
Mm.
I made eggs and toast!
Even though you were late to school?
It's bad to skip breakfast, okay? I get all cranky.
Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyways, thanks for showing me.
This is so much fun. Monika's the best.
I agree.
Oh, voice crack.
Yeah.
But next time, I won't forget. And I'm gonna write the best poem ever.
Well, I guess I look forward to it. Monika.
Hi, Dave. Having a good time so far?
Yeah.
Good. Glad to hear it. Oh. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay?
Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in.
Anyway, want to share your poem with me?
It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to.
Don't worry, Dave. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon.
Yeah, that's true. I hand Monika my poem.
Mm-hmm. I like it, Dave.
Really?
It's a lot cuter than I expected.
Jeez.
No. It kind of makes me think of something Natsuki would write. And she's a good writer, too. So take that as a compliment.
If you say so.
Yep. There are lots of poems or stories out there that are no more than a few simple words. They can be funny, endearing, or even sad. And sometimes they're only a few lines long. They might even feel like they're written for kids, but if you think about them, They can express views of the world that would apply to anybody.
I see. So you're saying that Natsuki is kind of like that?
Sort of. Maybe she's not an expert, but you probably won't find much filler in her poems. They might be easy to write, but they're super challenging to get the meaning through. So I can see why it would be your kind of poem to explore.
I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this.
That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little bit biased towards their own kind of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. Wink. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write, okay?
Mm-hmm.
It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything.
Just listen to my cat.
Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good.
You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good.
Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know?
I see. Well, let's read it then.
Hole in wall. It couldn't have been me. See, the direction that spackle protrudes. A noisy neighbor? An angry boyfriend? I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel, blind, like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retinas. Already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep. Stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out. And he, on the other side, was looking in. So, what do you think?
It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback.
It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines.
Worlds.
When performed out loud, it can be really powerful.
What was the inspiration behind this one?
Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit.
An epiphany?
Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monika's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening.
Phew. I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up against theirs. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monika are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly.
What's with this language?
Huh? Did you say something?
Oh, it's nothing.
Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand.
I guess you could say it's fancy.
Ah, thanks. Yours is cute.
Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute?
I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice.
Huh? You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Jesus. Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all.
Well, I do have a couple suggestions.
If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it. And Dave did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all...
Excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring. Which I haven't yet. And Dave liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it.
Natsuki suddenly stands up.
Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri.
Huh? That's not what I... You're just...
Yuri stands up as well.
Maybe you're just jealous that Dave appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours.
Huh. And how do you know that he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself?
No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy.
It's a personality trait!
Is everyone okay?
Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Dave started showing up!
Natsuki!
Another tally on the roast board.
Natsuki, that's a little...
This
doesn't involve you!
I don't like fighting, guys!
Suddenly both girls turn towards me, as if they just noticed I was standing there, crying.
Dave,
Brace yourself. About to become...
she's just trying to make me look bad.
That's not true!
Mm-hmm.
She started it! She could get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective. And this wouldn't have happened in the first place! What's the point in making your poems all convoluted for no reason? Convoluted. Frick.
Constipated.
Yes.
Constipated! Maybe you should jump out at the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, Dave.
Wait!
Uh-huh.
There's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning the most effectively. Avoiding them is not only unnecessarily limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Dave?
Well?
Well?
How did I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing. But whomever I agree with, they'll probably think more highly of me. So of course it's gonna be... who?
I'm gonna put my cat on the mic.
Brian, help
Meow.
me. Brian, help. Brian, help.
Help me, Sayori.
Help
Meow.
me. Natsuki. Natsuki glares at me, drying up any words I have in my mouth. So instead I turn to Yuri. Yuri? But Yuri's expression is so defenseless that I can't bring myself to say anything to her. Sayori!
Huh?
Yeah! Everyone's fighting is making Sayori uncomfortable. Look at her face! How can the two of you keep fighting when you know you're making your friend feel like this? In her tiny hands.
I am literally just sitting here.
Well, that's her problem. This ain't about her.
I agree.
Another mark on this.
It's unfair for others to interject their own feelings into our conflict.
Yeah, unless Sayori wants to tell Yuri what a stuck-up jerk she's being.
She would never.
Oh no.
It's your immaturity that made her upset in the first place.
Oh no.
Excuse me?
Oh no. Oh no.
Are you listening to yourself? This is exactly why. Exactly why nobody
Stop.
likes.
Oh.
Stop! Natsuki, Yuri. You guys are my friends. I just want everyone to get along and be happy. My friends are wonderful people. And I love them because of their differences. Natsuki's poems, they're amazing because they give you so many feelings with just a few words. And Yuri's poems are amazing because they paint beautiful pictures in your head. Everyone's so talented. So why are we fighting?
Because
Well,
Also, Natsuki's cute and there's nothing wrong with that. And Yuri's boobs are the same as they always were. Big and beautiful. I can't believe I said that.
Very good.
That was beautiful.
I'm the one with Sayori and I'm clapping too.
Sayori gets the Nobel Peace Prize.
Sayori stands up triumphantly as everyone applauds her. Monika stands behind her with a bewildered expression.
oh,
Where's all that clapping coming from?
makes
Am I hearing?
Am I hearing things? I could have swore there was an applause.
oh my god. Should I just read the line again since it was
Yes,
kind of
yes,
in the
go
middle?
ahead.
Sorry. I'll make some tea.
Yuri rushes off very quickly. Woo.
Eats.
Natsuki sits down with a blank expression on her face, staring at nothing. So this is why Sayori is vice president, I whisper to Monika. She nods in return.
I'm coming for that crown soon.
To be honest, I might come off as a good leader and I can organize things. But I'm not very good with people. I couldn't even bring myself to interject. As president, that's kind of embarrassing of me.
Nah, it's not like I can blame you. I wasn't able to say anything either.
Well, I guess that just means Sayori is amazing in her own ways, isn't she?
You could say that.
What's that supposed to mean?
She might be an airhead, like a really big airhead. But
I
sometimes
can hear you, you know?
it's weirdly suspicious that she knows
No,
exactly
no,
what
we're
she's
whispering.
doing.
I see. Take good care of her, okay? I would hate to see her get herself hurt.
Uh-huh. That makes two of
Wink.
us. Please. You can count on me.
Oh my god.
Monika
Hold on.
smiles sweetly at me, causing my stomach to knot. Such a genuine person really does make a good president, regardless of what she says. If only I could get the chance to talk to her a little more.
Okay, everyone. It's just about time for us to leave. How did you all feel about sharing poems?
It was a lot of fun.
Sorry.
Well, I'd say it was worth it.
It was alright. Well, mostly.
Dave, how about you?
Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone.
Awesome! In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. And maybe you learn something from your friends too. So your poems will turn out even better.
I think to myself, I did learn a little more about the kinds of poems everyone likes. With any luck, that means I can at least do a better job impressing those I want to impress. I nod to myself with newfound determination.
Dave! Ready to walk home?
Sure, let's go. Sayori beams at me. It's truly been a while since Sayori and I have spent this much time together. I really can't say I'm not enjoying it either. Sayori, about what happened earlier.
Eh? What do you mean?
You know, between Yuri and Natsuki. Does that kind of thing happen often?
No. That's really the first time I've seen them fight like that. I promise they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you?
No, I don't hate them. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they'd make good friends with you.
Phew. You know, Dave, it's nice that I get to spend time with you in the club. But I think seeing you get along with everyone is what makes me the happiest. And I think everybody really likes you too.
That's...
Every day is going to be so much fun.
It looks like Sayori still hasn't caught on to the kind of situation I'm in.
Yes.
Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but does it really need to stop there? Well, we'll just have to see what the future holds, Sayori. I pat Sayori on the shoulder. I said that more to myself than to her, but it's easy to use Sayori as an internal monologue sometimes.
Wow.
I'm sorry, I read the comments in the chat. God damn it.
Oh.
Well, I mean, hey.
Meow.
Okay.
Seriously, whose cat is this?
Yeah. Yeah. Let's do this. Okay, guys. You guys cool to keep going, or do you want to end?
Oh no.
I don't know what your guys' schedules are like.
I have work tonight, but I have to bike
I have
to
a
work,
thing.
so...
I do have a thing that's starting between 4 and 5. Just not exactly sure when.
How much time do you have left to stream, like, before you have to go?
I'd say maybe another half hour to 40 minutes, maybe.
Might
I've
be
really
able to
gotta
squeeze in this day,
Okay.
if you want.
Maybe.
What do you guys
Yeah,
think?
let's go for it.
Alright.
Yeah. Speed run.
Bro,
Worst comes to worst, we can
okay,
always like,
quick.
stop.
Hold on, exorcism in progress.
Think fast, Brian. I mean, cat.
Meow, meow,
Speedrun.
Meow
meow,
time.
family, meow.
Family.
Vivid.
Vivid.
Desiree.
Oops.
Oh no!
Angie, Angie.
Okay.
Giggle. Nibble.
Nipple.
Judgment.
Where is it? Oh.
If you guys want to slow down with that a little bit, I'm gonna go grab water real quick.
Okay.
Okay.
Cry. Hair.
Here.
Incongruent. Cam!
Something you are not right now.
Starscape.
Starscape.
Twirl. Kitty. Pain.
Pain.
Oh, perfect pain. You read my mind.
Bed.
Fluffy.
Fluffy.
Fluff, fluff.
Fluff. Jump. And
Last word. Make it count.
Romance.
Okay. It's a good poem. A good poem.
good poem.
Sayori is Mickey Mouse now.
Another day passes, and it's
Mickey
time for the
Mouse.
club meeting already. I've gotten a little more comfortable here over the past couple days. Entering the club room, the usual scene greets me.
Alright, I'm back.
Hi, Dave.
Yo, Sayori. Looks like you're in a good mood today.
I'm just still not used to you being in the club, that's all.
I see. That's a pretty simple thing to get you in a good mood. But I guess it's always the simple things with you anyway.
Speaking of which, I'm kinda hungry. Will you come with me to buy a snack?
No thanks.
Eh? That's not like you at all.
I have my reasons. Why don't we take a look at your purse, Sayori?
Wait, you want to do that? Trust me, you don't want to do that. No, don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Stop. Cease and desist.
Uh-oh.
Why that all of a sudden?
No reason, really. I just wanted to look at it.
I promise I don't have a cat in my purse, I promise.
Sayori
So that's
nervously
what the cat's for.
retrieves her coin purse. She fumbles with the latch and gets it open. Then she turns it upside down and lets the contents spill on the desk. Only 2 small coins fall out. I knew it. I can see right through you, Sayori.
That's not fair. How did you even know?
It's simple. If you had enough money in the first place, you would have bought a snack before coming to the club room. So either you're not hungry and wanted an excuse to take a walk, or you plan to conveniently forget that you spent all your money so that I would have to lend you some. But there's one more thing. You're always hungry. And so, that only leaves one option.
You're right, this is a stick up. Put your hands in the air.
Tiny hands.
I'm kidding. I give up. Don't make me feel guilty.
If you feel guilty, that means you deserve to feel guilty. Yuri suddenly giggles. Eh? I didn't notice that she was listening in. Her face is in her book as always.
I wasn't listening or anything. It was just something in my book.
Yuri, tell Dave to let me borrow some money.
That's illegal. Don't get me involved like that, Sayori. Besides, you should only buy what you can responsibly afford. And no one listened to me. And frankly, after pulling a mischievous little stunt like that, your suffering is fair enough retribution.
Me sweating after I put 50 pounds into Genshin the other day.
Did you hear that noise? That was me reacting to your comment. I didn't mean that. I got too absorbed into my book.
I really like it when you speak your mind, Yuri. It doesn't happen much, but it's a fun side of you.
That's... There's no way you could think that.
You were right, though. I did something bad, and now I have to accept the revolution.
Retribution.
That. I know how to speak English.
Still, coming from you, Sayori, I guess there's a little devil inside all of us, isn't there? That's my Discord status.
Oh, there it is.
Your what? What
My
is
Discord
this?
status.
Yuri, I am afraid you've got me lost for a loop now.
Don't let
I'll
her
make a
fool you.
Discord for the club if you want.
What?
Sayori
Overspent
knows
it?
exactly what she's doing. After all, she told you guys she was bringing me to the club before she even told me.
But, you wouldn't have come if it weren't for the cupcakes.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to trick Natsuki into making them.
Come on. Give me more credit than that, Sayori.
That's our vice president.
Out of
Master
nowhere,
manipulator.
something smacks Sayori in the face and tumbles onto the desk.
Ow. What was it? Eh? A cookie.
Sure enough, it's a giant cookie wrapped in plastic. Sayori glances around.
Is this a miracle? It's because I paid my restitution.
Retribution.
Actually, that one almost worked.
I was just gonna give it to you. And then I heard you bab about the cupcakes. It was totally worth seeing your reaction, though.
Well, now I can't let either of you leave out of here alive, alright? Natsuki! That's so nice of you. I'm so happy.
Sayori hugs the cookie. It crumbles. Jeez, just eat it. Sayori rapidly tears open the wrapper and takes a big bite.
So good.
Sayori suddenly clasps her hands over her mouth.
My tongue.
You're going through a lot just over one cookie.
Natsuki takes a bite of her own cookie.
Ah, yours looks really good too, Natsuki. Can I try it?
Jeez. Peckers can't be choosers.
But yours is chocolate.
Yeah, why do you think I gave you that one?
Fine. Still, I'm really happy you shared this one with me.
Sayori gets out of her seat and goes behind Natsuki, then wraps her arms around her.
Poetry slam!
Jeez.
No,
I get it.
suplexes her onto the desk.
Love language, isn't it?
Cookie still in hand, Natsuki reaches up to nudge Sayori off of her.
Oh.
Sayori suddenly leans down and takes a bite out of Natsuki's cookie.
Oh.
Hey,
Master manipulator.
seriously, just do that?
Mouthful, Sayori trots away to safety.
Later,
Yuri and
bitches.
I laugh as well.
Jeez, you're such a kid sometimes. Monika, can you tell Sayori?
Natsuki glances around. Monika isn't in the club room.
Out to lunch.
I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that, by the way. Where's Monika anyway?
Good question. Have any of you heard anything about her being late today?
Not me.
Yeah, I haven't either.
That's a bit unusual.
I hope she's okay.
Of course course she's okay. She probably just had to do something today. She's pretty popular after all.
Eh? You don't think she has a...
I wouldn't be surprised.
stomachache?
She's probably more desirable than all of us combined.
That's true.
Excuse me?
Suddenly the door swings open.
Sorry, I'm super sorry.
Ah, there you are.
I didn't mean to be late. I hope you guys weren't worried or anything.
Eh? Monika chose the club over her boyfriend after all. You're so strong-willed.
Boyfriend? What on earth are you talking about?
Monika quizzically
A potato in
glances
your
at me.
purse.
Potato. Ah, never mind that. What held you up anyway? My legs.
My spine actually has been acting up more than usual. Well, my last period today was study hall. To be honest, I kind of just lost track of time.
That makes no sense, though.
Well, the spine thing certainly does. I feel that pain.
Right?
You would have heard the bell ring at least.
I must not have heard it, since I was practicing piano.
Piano? I wasn't aware you played music as well, Monika.
I don't really... I kind of just started recently. I've always wanted to learn piano.
That's so cool! You should play something for us, Monika.
That's...
Play Megalovania.
Monika.
Well...
Wait, Druid Sandstorm.
Maybe once I get a little better, I will.
Okay! That's how you're done.
That sounds cool. I also look forward to it.
Is that so? In that case... Bubble. I won't let you down, Dave.
Monika smiles sweetly.
Ah, there goes my spine again.
Ah,
Monika, where is the gust of wind coming from that's blowing your hair like that? Like, seriously.
I didn't mean any pressure or anything like that.
Don't worry. I've been practicing a whole lot recently. And I'd really love the chance to share once I'm ready.
I see. In that case, best of luck.
Thanks! So I didn't miss anything, did I?
No, not really. There was some cookies, stuff, you know.
Ooh.
Thievery.
Yeah. I chose to leave out Sayori's mischievous escapade. I'm sure Natsuki will end up complaining to her anyway. It looks like everyone has already settled down. Sayori somehow already finished her entire cookie. Yuri is back to her book and Natsuki disappeared into the closet.
Goodbye forever.
Man,
Oh, I'm sorry for what I said earlier.
looks like no one wants to be bothered today. I slumped down in the nearest desk. How am I supposed to occupy myself with something literature related by myself like this? I guess I could always read some of the book that Yuri gave me, but I'm feeling a little too tired to read. I could probably fall asleep right now. I close my eyes and end up listening in on Sayori's conversation with Monika.
We're probably gonna seem really lame compared to all the other clubs, though.
Well, we can't give up. The festival is our chance to show everyone what literature is all about. The problem is that the idea of a literature club sounds too dense and intellectual. But it's not like that at all, you know? We just need to find a way of showing that to everyone. Something that speaks to their creative minds.
That doesn't solve the problem, though.
Eh? What do you mean?
Even if we come up with the most fun thing ever, nobody will come in the first place if it's a literature event. So it's more important to figure out how to get people to show up in the first place, you know? And after they come, we can do the thing to speak to their creative minds.
What's this? Sayori's taking this really seriously. It's rare to see her deliberating like this.
Huh. That's a good point. In that case, do you think food will do the trick?
What kind?
Well, I guess we could...
Cupcakes.
Good thinking. Natsuki would love to do that.
You're right. Natsuki makes the best cupcakes. That works out perfectly.
That wasn't why you suggested it?
Cupcakes speak to my creative tummy.
Cupcakes it is, then.
I'm hungry.
Anyway, we still need to work out the details of the event itself.
I find myself smiling. In the end, Sayori is still her usual self. But therein lies the unexpected reason I admire her. Unlike me, who has trouble finding any motivation at all, Sayori can put her mind to things and make them come to life. I suppose that's why I end up letting her get on my case about things. I can't help but wonder what it would be like to see the world through her eyes. I open my eyes to find Sayori's face filling my vision. I nearly fall out of my chair.
Sorry. Wait. Actually, I'm not sorry at all. It's your fault for sleeping like that. This isn't the napping club.
Does our school
Does
have
our
a
school... Oh, wait, never mind.
Does our school have
Sorry.
a napping club?
You're staying up late again, aren't you? Now that you're in a club, you're gonna have less time for anime, you know. You need to get used to it.
No, don't say that out so loud. I glance over my shoulder to see if Monika overheard.
It's true, though.
Yeah, I know. You're always looking out for me, Sayori.
It's what I do best.
That's a problem. What about you? You look out for me better than you look out for yourself. You're still oversleeping every day, aren't you?
Not every day.
That's not very convincing. How many days this past week have you gotten up on time?
That's... it's a secret.
I knew it.
Come on. At least give me the benefit of the doubt.
I can't even do that. Look, Sayori, it's written all over you. Sayori glances around at herself.
How is it written all over me?
You were clearly in a rush this morning. Look, your hair is sticking out all around here.
I'm sorry, that's how they designed me. Do you have a problem with that, David?
I run my fingertips down the side of Sayori's hair, trying to straighten it out. Man, you really need a brush for this.
My hair is just really hard to get right.
I won't fall for that. There's more than just your hair. Look, your bow isn't straight either. And there's a toothpaste stain on your collar right here. I try to wipe off the stain with my finger.
But nobody would ever notice that.
Of course they would. Nobody's gonna tell you about it because they don't want to embarrass you. Fortunately, I don't really care about that. I'll embarrass you all day.
Hey, you meanie.
And you don't even keep your blazer buttoned up. Seriously, Sayori. Why do you think you don't have a boyfriend yet?
That's super mean.
Sorry, but you'll thank me later. I start to button her blazer from the bottom. Once you see how much better it looks, you'll change your mind.
This is so funny.
It's funny, alright. What is?
Whoa! I was just thinking how weird it is to have a friend who does these kind of things.
Eh? Don't say that. You'll make me feel weird about it, stupid.
It's okay, though. I'm happy we're like this. Aren't you?
I guess.
Hey, be careful. The button might come off.
Ah, we wouldn't want that, would we? Why is this one so hard to close? It's like your boobs are too big. I struggled to fully close the button near her chest. Does this thing even fit you properly?
It did when I bought it. Oh, excuse me.
If you ever buttoned it, you would have noticed sooner that it doesn't fit you anymore. What are you smiling about?
It means my boobs get bigger again.
Don't say that out loud. Anyway, you look much better now, so... why does it feel strange to see Sayori's blazer buttoned up like that?
But it's so stuffy. It's not worth it at all.
Sayori hastily unbuttons her blazer once more.
Phew. That's so much better.
Sayori puts her arms out and twirls around.
So, if I keep it unbuttoned, then I won't get a boyfriend, right?
What kind of logic is that? And why are you saying that like it's a good thing?
Because... if I had a boyfriend, then he wouldn't even let you do things like this. And you take care of me better than anyone else would anyways. So, that's why I'm keeping it unbuttoned.
Stop saying all these embarrassing things.
I didn't say anything embarrassing.
Jeez. Well, anyway, just focus on trying to wake up a little earlier.
Only if you focus on going to bed earlier.
Fine, fine. It's a deal.
I guess we really are better at taking care of each other than we are at taking care of ourselves.
Yeah, I guess so. Huh.
So maybe you should come wake me up in the morning.
You're doing it again, Sayori.
Oh, but I was joking that time.
Man,
Or was I?
it's impossible to tell it with you sometimes.
Okay, everyone.
Monika suddenly calls out.
Why don't we share the poems we wrote now?
Yay! Dave, I can't wait to read yours.
Yeah, same. I failed to sound enthusiastic, but Sayori still trots away to retrieve her poem. I mean, let's not make her wait, I guess.
Oh my goodness. This is so good, Dave!
Huh?
I love it! My voice cracked.
No.
Especially after yesterday's poem.
You're too honest sometimes, Sayori.
No, but really. I want to put this on my wall. Can I?
Sayori, you must be seriously overreacting. I'm not a good writer at all. I honestly have no idea what I'm doing. Just picking random words.
Well,
The cat on the mic.
Meow.
maybe that's why. Because I have no idea what I like either.
Jeez. I'm sure Yuri's opinion has to be a little more constructive than this. Maybe even Natsuki's. Are you sure you don't like it just because I wrote it?
Eh. Well, I'm sure that's a part of it. I think I understand you better than a lot of other people, you know? So when I read your poem, it's not just a poem. It's a Dave poem. And that makes it feel extra special. Like I can feel your feelings in it.
Sayori hugs the sheet against her chest. You're so weird, Sayori.
Well, I'm not very good at figuring out if poems are good or bad. But that's why I just go by my heart. If it makes me feel things, then it must be a good poem.
I'm not sure that's exactly how it works. Then again, I guess conveying feelings is a pretty important part of this whole thing. Yeah, maybe. Honestly, I don't even know what kind of writing you like in the first place.
Yeah. Me neither.
Why don't you at least try giving it some thought?
Oh, you want to write something for me? That's so sweet.
Yeah, right. But you're always thinking about other people. You need to think about yourself once in a while. If you don't, you might end up getting hurt at some point.
Well, I don't really know what you mean, but I'll try to keep it in mind.
Oh, whatever.
Anyway, let's see. I guess I like happy poems. Wait, sometimes I like sad poems too. Sometimes a little bit of both. There's a word for that, right? What's the word I'm looking for? Bittersweet. Yeah. I like things that are happy and things that are sad.
Happy and sad. I can't see you liking something sad, Sayori.
Well, I like happy the most. But sometimes when you have a little rain cloud in your head, a sad poem can help give the rain cloud a little hug. And make a nice happy rainbow.
Sayori, that's unexpectedly poetic.
It is. Maybe I'm getting better at expressing my feelings after all. Thanks, Dave. I should go write that down then. You can read my poem now, okay?
Here it is.
Bubbles. I pop off my scalp like the lid of a cookie jar. It's the secret place where I keep all of my dreams. Little balls of sunshine all rubbing together like a bundle of kittens. I reach inside with my thumb and forefinger and pluck one out. It's warm and tingly. But there's no time to waste. I put it in a bottle to keep it safe. And I put the bottle on a shelf with all of the other bottles. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts in bottles all in a row. My collection makes me lots of friends. Each bottle a starlight to make amends. Sometimes my friends feel a certain way. Down comes a bottle to save the day. Night after night, more dreams. Friend after friend, more bottles. Deeper and deeper my fingers go, like exploring a dark cave, discovering the secrets hiding in the nooks and crannies. Digging and digging, scraping and scraping. I blow dust off of my bottle caps. It doesn't feel like time elapsed. My empty shelf could use some more. My screen went black. Oh, there it goes. My empty shelf could use some more. My friends looked through my locked front door. Finally, all done, I open up, and in come my friends. In they come in such a hurry. Do they want my bottles that much? I frantically pull them from the shelf, one after the other, holding them out to each and every friend, each and every bottle. But every time I let one go, it shatters against the tile between my feet. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts in shards all over the floor. They were supposed to be for my friends who aren't smiling. They're all shouting, pleading, something. But all I hear is echo, 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 echo inside my head.
Holy crap. Sayori, did you really write this?
Of course I did. Didn't I tell you yesterday I was gonna write the best poem ever?
Yeah, but I mean, I didn't expect something like this coming from you.
Monika taught me a whole lot. And I've been really in touch with my feelings recently.
I see that. It's almost kind of creepy.
Creepy?
Well, not exactly. Maybe because I'm so used to you being cheerful. Well, never mind. I'm thinking too hard about it. The point is, it came out good, so you should be proud of it.
Aw, thanks. I feel like I was meant to express myself this way. It even helps me understand my own feelings a bit better. Writing is like magic.
You've gotten pretty passionate about this, right? I hope you keep it up.
Yeah. Writing's the best. I'm gonna keep writing till I die.
Let's... phrasing. Don't get ahead of yourself. Not yet. Sayori's always had a habit of getting obsessed with something before dropping it no more than a week later.
I'm in danger.
I wonder if this is one of those times. But seeing the passion in her eyes makes it hard for me to be pessimistic. I'll just go down the list.
Well, it's not terrible. And it's pretty disappointing after your last one.
Oh.
Then again, if this one was as good as your last one, I would be completely pissed.
Well, I guess I wanted to try something a little different this time.
Fair enough. You're still new to this, so I wouldn't expect you to find your style right away. Come to think of it, this kind of reminds me of Sayori's poem from yesterday.
You think so?
Yeah, well, I guess if you've been friends with her for so long, you might be on the same wavelength. You never really struck me as her type.
Sayori has a type all of a sudden?
Well, I don't know, but honestly, how can someone so, fluffy spend so much time with someone like you? It's like she's dragging around dead weight.
Thanks.
Say that one more time, I dare you.
That was a little unnecessary. But think of it this way. If it weren't for me, she would probably just fly away like letting go of a balloon. You could say we each take care of each other in our own way.
Whatever it is, I don't get it. Oh, yeah, I guess I'm supposed to show you my poem. Here. Amy likes spiders. You know what I heard about Amy? Amy likes spiders. Icky, wriggly, hairy, ugly spiders. That's why I'm not friends with her. Amy has a cute singing voice. I heard her singing my favorite love song. Every time she sang the chorus, my heart would pound to the rhythm of the words. But she likes spiders. That's why I'm not friends with her. One time, I hurt my leg really bad. Amy helped me up and took me to the nurse. I tried not to let her touch me. She likes spiders, so her hands are probably gross. That's why I'm not friends with her. Amy has a lot of friends. I always see her talking to people. She probably talks about spiders. What if her friends start to like spiders too? That's why I'm not friends with her. It doesn't matter if she has other hobbies. It doesn't matter if she keeps it private. It doesn't matter if it doesn't hurt anyone. It's gross. She's gross. The world would be better off without spider lovers. And I'm not gonna tell anyone. And I'm gonna tell everyone. Instead. Not bad, right?
It's quite a bit longer than yesterday's.
Yesterday's was way too short. I was just warming up. I hope you didn't think that that was the best I could do.
No, of course not.
Anyway, the message is pretty straightforward in this poem. I doubt I have to explain it. Sometimes you can explain complicated issues with much simpler analogies. And it helps people realize how stupid they're being. Like, anyone would agree that the subject of this poem is an ignorant jerk. Do you know people? Sorry, that's not me.
Do you know people like that?
Of course. It's how everyone thinks my... That doesn't matter. It can be about anything. I wrote it to be easy to relate to. Everyone has some kind of weird hobby or guilty pleasure. Something that you're afraid if people find out, they'll make fun of you or think less of you. But that just makes people stupid. Who cares what someone likes, as long as they're not hurting anyone, and it makes them happy? I think people really need to learn to respect others for liking weird things.
Well, you're definitely right. At least I can relate to that. And I'm sure a lot of other people can too.
It's what I do best, after all. I don't like writing unless there's a good message to take away from it. Like, conveying emotions is important. But I want to make people think, not just feel. Remember that. I'm gonna write a good one for tomorrow, so look forward to it.
Let's see what you've written for today. Well done, Dave. Your skills are already improving.
Really? Thanks, Yuri. Coming from you, that means a lot.
It's nothing. I'm just happy to start... I'm just happy to help inspire fellow writers. I know you're new to this, so don't worry so much if it seems like you can't get your poem to feel perfect.
I can't read today.
You don't need to be afraid to be a little more daring. Metaphors can go a long way. Don't feel like you need to work your brain like turning a bunch of gears. Try letting your mind wander through your feelings. And write down the things you see and hear. And that's one way to truly enable your reader to see into your mind. It's a very intimate exercise.
Ah, I see. That's certainly an interesting technique. Thanks for sharing.
I have, well, an example of that, if you'd like to read it.
Of course. Is this the poem you wrote for today? Yuri nods and timidly hands me her poem.
The Raccoon. It happened in the dead of night, while I was slicing bread for a guilty snack. My attention was caught by the scuttering of raccoon outside my window. That was, I believe, the first time I noticed my strange tendencies as an...
sorry.
As an ordinary human.
Sorry for...
And I gave the raccoon a piece of bread, my subconscious well aware of the consequences. Well aware that a raccoon that is fed will always come back for more. The enticing beauty of my cutting knife. The enticing beauty of my cutting knife was the symptom. Bread, my hungry curiosity. The raccoon, an urge. The moon increments its phase and reflects that much more light off of my cutting knife. The very same light that glistens in the eyes of my raccoon friend. I slice the bread, fresh and soft. The raccoon becomes excited. Or perhaps I'm merely projecting my emotions onto the newly satisfied animal. The raccoon has taken to following me. You could say that we've gotten quite used to each other. The raccoon becomes hungry more and more frequently. My bread is always handy. Each time I brandish my cutting knife, the raccoon shows me its excitement. A rush of blood. Classic Pavlovian conditioning. I slice the bread, and I feed myself again. I was a little more daring with this one than yesterday's.
I can see that. It's a lot more metaphorical. I don't know if it's my fault, but I can't begin to imagine what this poem is about.
That's right. It's a bit closer to my preferred writing style. Using the poem as a canvas to express vivid imagery and conveying emotions through them.
Yeah, if I take it at face value, then I can't even figure out what it's supposed to mean.
Well, I think it's something that different people can relate to in their own way. I wanted to express the way it feels for me to indulge in my more unusual hobbies. It's those sorts of things that I'm usually forced to keep to myself. So, I sometimes enjoy writing about them.
Huh, that's funny. Didn't Natsuki also write something about that? About someone being ridiculed for a strange interest?
She did?
Yeah. She was talking about how it doesn't matter what you're into, as long as you're not hurting anybody.
She's right. I mean, does she really feel that way?
Yeah. Sounds like you two have that in common.
That's interesting. To me, she seemed like the kind of person who would make fun of my hobbies. But I suppose that's my fault for judging, isn't it? Please don't tell her I said that.
Don't worry, I have no reason to.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing it with me. And after all, if I hadn't learned to embrace my own weirdness, I would probably hate myself. I might be ranting a little bit now. But I'm glad that you're a good listener.
Alright. Monika!
Hi again, Dave. How's the writing going?
Alright, I guess.
I'll take that. As long as it's not going bad. I am happy that you're applying yourself. Maybe soon you'll come up with a masterpiece.
I wouldn't count on that.
You never know. Want to share what you wrote for today?
Not really. Sure, here you go. I give my poem to Monika.
Alright. I like this one. Makes me think of something Sayori would like.
Is that so?
You and Sayori are really good friends, right? Wouldn't be surprised if you had those sort of things in common.
We may be good friends, but Sayori and I are actually really different.
Well, that may be the case. But maybe there are also some similarities that you wouldn't expect. The way she talks about you, it sounds like the two of you really care about each other's well-being. Even if you show it in different ways, it ends up being more similar than you'd think. So I think that's the kind of vibe I get when reading your poem.
You sure you're not reading into it too much?
I could be. Oh gosh, I sound like Yuri. But in any case, Sayori's writing has kind of a gentle feel to it. I can tell that she likes exploring with emotions like happiness and sadness. Who knew that someone so happy would enjoy sad things too?
Yeah, that's totally unexpected.
Well, to each their own. You shouldn't be afraid to experiment a little bit either. But anyway, you want to read my poem now? I like the way this one turned out, so I hope you do too.
Alright, let's take a look.
Save me. The colors, they won't stop. Bright, beautiful colors. Flashing, expanding, piercing. Red, green, blue. An endless cacophony of meaningless noise. The noise, it won't stop. Violent, grating waveforms. Squeaking, screeching, piercing. Sine, cosine, tangent. Like playing a chalkboard on a turntable. Like playing a vinyl on a pizza crust. An endless poem of meaningless. Load me.
It's even more abstract than your last one, huh?
I guess it's just the way I write. I'm sorry if you don't like it.
No, I never said that. It's just the kind of thing I never really seen before, I guess.
I kind of like playing with my space on the paper. Choosing where and how to space your words can totally change the mood of the poem. It's almost like magic. The way I wrote the lines really short makes it feel like they're trying to speak over the noise.
I see. It's still hard for me to tell what it's about, though.
Sometimes asking what a poem is about isn't the right question. A poem can be as abstract as a physical expression of a feeling, or a conversation with the reader. So putting it that way, not every poem is about something. Anyway, here's Monika's writing tip of the day. Sometimes you'll find yourself facing a difficult decision. When that happens, don't forget to save your game.
Mm-hmm.
You never know when you might change your mind.
What game? What?
Or when something unexpected may happen.
Meow.
Wait, is this tip even about writing? And seriously, where does that cat keep coming from? What am I even talking about?
No.
That's my advice for today.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for listening. Okay, everyone. We're all done reading each other's poems, right? I have something extra planned today, so if everyone could come sit at the front of the room.
Is this about the festival?
Well, sort of.
We really have to do something for the festival. It's not like we can put together anything good in just a few days. We'll just end up embarrassing ourselves instead of getting any new members.
That's a concern of mine as well. I don't really do well with last-minute preparations.
Don't worry so much. We're going to keep it simple, okay? We won't need much more than a few decorations. Sayori has been working on posters, and I've designed some pamphlets we can give out during the event.
Okay, that's great and all. But that doesn't tell us what we're actually going to be doing for the event.
Ah, sorry. I thought you heard about it already. We're going to be performing.
Performing? P.
Monika.
Yeah, we're going to be having a poetry performance. Each of us are going to choose a poem to recite during the event. But the cool part is, we're also going to let anyone else come up and recite poems too. Sayori's putting it on all of the posters in case anyone wants to prepare ahead of time.
Sayori, who's been coloring a poster, holds it up for us to see.
Are you kidding me, Monika? You didn't already start putting those posters up, did you?
Well, I did. Do you really think it's that bad of an idea?
Well, no. It's not a bad idea. But I didn't sign up for this, you know. There's no way I'm gonna be performing in front of a group of people like that.
I agree with Natsuki.
As a first.
I could never, in my life, do something like that.
Imagining it, Yuri shakes her head in fear.
That's a no for me.
Guys.
No, Sayori. I understand where they're coming from. Remember that Natsuki and Yuri have never shared their poems with anyone until just a couple days ago. It's a lot to ask for them to recite their poems out loud to a whole room full of people. I guess I kind of overlooked that. So, I'm sorry. But I still think we should give it our best. We're the only ones responsible for the fate of this club. If we start the event and each put on a good performance, then it will inspire others to do the same.
Get your finger out of my face!
No,
Poke
I
her
don't
in the
think I
eyeball.
will.
Poke her eye out. Poetry slam.
How about instead you flip your canvas? And the more people who perform, the better we'll be able to show everyone what literature is all about.
Yeah! It's about expressing your feelings. Being intimate with yourself. Wait. I'm just gonna stay quiet. Finding new horizons. And having fun.
That's right. And it's those reasons that we're all in this club today. Don't you want to share that with the others? To inspire them to find the same feelings that brought you here in the first place? I know you do. I know we all do. And if all it takes is standing in front of the room for 2 minutes and reciting a poem, then I know you can do it.
Natsuki and Yuri remain silent. Sayori looks worried. I guess that leaves me no choice. I agree. I don't think it's too much to ask. I think Sayori and Monika have been trying really hard to get new members. The least we could do is help them out a little bit.
Well, maybe, but...
It looks like Natsuki doesn't have any arguments left.
Okay, fine! I guess I'll just have to get it over with.
All right.
Phew. Thanks, Natsuki. What about you, Yuri?
Yuri dejectedly glances around at everyone else's expectant faces.
I guess I don't really have a choice.
It's a spirit.
That's everyone. You're the best, Yuri.
This club is seriously going to be the death of me.
No,
Oh gosh, don't say that.
don't say that.
Yet.
Please.
You'll be fine, Yuri.
She's looking away. You say right now.
But anyway, let's move on to the main event. I want each of you to choose a poem of yours. We're going to practice reciting them in front of each other.
No way!
Monika, this is too sudden.
Well, if you can't recite your poem in front of the club, how do you expect to do it in front of strangers?
Oh no.
Don't worry. I'll start off to help everyone feel a little more comfortable.
Can I go next?
Of course. Now, let's see.
Monika flips through her notebook to a specific poem she has in mind for herself. She then stands behind the podium.
The title of this poem is The Way They Fly. Ahem.
Monika begins reciting her poem. Her clear, confident voice fills the room. More than that, her inflection is pristine. She knows exactly how to apply emotion behind each line she recites, bringing the words to life. Is this something she's done before, or is she simply a natural? I glance around me. Everyone has their eyes on Monika. Sayori looks amazed. Yuri has an intense expression on her face that I don't understand. Finally, Monika finishes the recitation. The four of us applaud. Yay! Monika takes a breath and smiles.
That was so good, Monika!
Thank you very much. I was just hoping to set a good example. Are you ready to go next, Sayori?
I'll go next.
Challenger approaching.
Yuri's fired up all of a sudden.
Yuri clutches a sheet of paper between her hands and stands up. Keeping her head down, she walks quickly over to the podium.
This poem is called...
Yuri anxiously glances at each of us.
You can do it, Yuri.
It's called... After Image of a Crimson Eye.
Yuri's voice shakes as she starts reading the poem. Just a moment ago, she practically refused to do this. Why is she suddenly putting in so much effort? As Yuri gets past the first couple of lines, her voice changes. It's almost like what happens when Yuri gets absorbed into her books. Her quivering words transform into the sharp syllables of a fierce and confident woman. The poem is full of twists and turns in its structure that she enunciates with perfect timing. This must be a rare glimpse into the whirling fire Yuri keeps concealed inside her head. Suddenly she's finished. Everyone is stunned. Yuri snaps back to reality. Oop, there goes gravity. And glances around her, as if she bewildered even herself.
Oh, I'm hungry again.
It's up to me to save this situation. I'm the first to start applauding. Everyone joins me afterward, and we give Yuri the recognition she deserves. It's not that we didn't want to applaud for her, but we were caught so off guard that we must have forgotten. As we applaud, Yuri holds the poem to her chest and rushes back to her seat.
Yuri, that was really good. Thank you for sharing.
Looks like
There
Yuri is down
she goes. Okay. I guess I'm next then.
Sayori hops out of the chair and cheerfully walks to the podium.
This one's called My Meadow. Sorry, I could go.
Sayori.
It's a lot harder than I thought. How do you guys do it so easily?
Try not to think of it like you're reciting to other people. Imagine you're reciting it to yourself, like in front of a mirror or in your own head. It's your poem, so it'll come out the best that way.
I see. Okay then.
Sayori begins her poem. Somehow it feels like her soft voice was made as a perfect match. The poem isn't aimlessly cheery like Sayori is. It's serene and bittersweet. If I were to read this on paper, I probably wouldn't think much of it. But hearing it come from Sayori's voice almost gives it a whole new meaning. Maybe this is what Sayori meant when she said she likes my poems. It's like I get to reach more deeply into someone I thought I knew through and through. Sayori finishes, and we applaud.
I did it!
Good job, Sayori.
Even Dave liked it. I guess that's a good sign.
What does that even mean?
It came out nicely, Sayori. That atmosphere of the poem fits you really nicely.
I hope it did. I was the entire script of the Bee movie. Oh, okay.
A little long, isn't it? But it might be the other poems. That other poems wouldn't work quite as well with that kind of delivery.
I don't really understand.
In other words, I've seen poems of yours where that sort of gentle delivery wouldn't work as well. They might need a little bit more force behind them, depending on what you're reading.
Oh, I know what you mean. That's, well, I have been practicing that kind of thing. It's just embarrassing to do it in front of everyone.
Then next time I'm going to make you pick a poem that will challenge you a little more. We don't have much time before the festival, you know?
Okay.
Now, who's next? Natsuki?
Don't make me go before Dave. It's not like I can compare to you guys anyway. Might as well let Dave lower everyone's standards a little bit before I have to do it.
Natsuki.
It's fine, it's fine. I might as well get it over with. But it's not like I have much of a selection of what to read. I'll just go with what I wrote for today. Kitty! I stand up and step in front of the podium. Everyone has their eyes on me, making me feel terribly awkward. I recite my poem. Since I'm not exactly confident with my own writing, it's hard to put energy into it. Despite that, once I finish, I receive applause anyway. Sorry, I'm not really as good as everyone else.
Don't worry about it so much. I think it's less about your abilities and more about your lack of confidence in your writing. That's something that'll improve over time, though.
Yeah, maybe.
Alright then. That just leaves you, Natsuki.
Yeah. I'm going.
Natsuki begrudgingly gets out of her seat and makes her way to the podium.
This poem is called... It's called... Why are you all looking at me?
Because you're presenting.
Anyway, the poem is called Jump.
Natsuki takes a breath. Once she starts reciting the poem, her sour attitude disappears a little. While she's still a little unenthused, her poem has a rhythm and rhyme to it. It's Natsuki's trademark style, and it works surprisingly well when spoken aloud. The words feel like they bounce up and down, as if giving life to the poem. Natsuki finishes and everyone applauds. She huffs back to her seat.
That wasn't so bad, was it?
Easy for you to say. You better not make me do that again.
Well...
There's the festival.
Do you at least feel prepared enough to recite a poem in front of other people?
I mean, doing it in front of other people will be way easier. I can put on whatever face I want for other people. But when it's just my friends, it's just embarrassing.
That's a surprise, Natsuki. I think it would be the other way around for me.
Well, that's just how it is, so...
Well, I guess in that case, you won't have to worry much about the festival. That said, I want to thank everyone for coming through. It might be hard, but I hope that you all have an idea of what it's like now. Make sure you pick a poem and get enough practice before the festival, okay? I'll be making pamphlets, so let me know ahead of time what you'll be reciting.
Jeez. I should probably find some other poem to recite instead.
That's fine too. It doesn't have to be your own. I'm already pleasantly surprised that you're putting in all this effort for the club. It makes me really happy.
Again with the hair!
I thought you liked it.
Yeah.
It smells delicious!
No problem.
Sounds like a you problem, Natsuki.
Okay, everyone. I think that's about it for today. I know the festival is coming up, but let's try to write poems for tomorrow as well. It's been working out really nicely so far, so I'd like to continue that. As for the festival, we'll finish planning tomorrow and then we'll have the weekend to prepare. Monday's the big day!
I can't wait!
I can do this. I can do this.
Alright. I stand up. There's no way I'll be able to find the same enthusiasm as Sayori and Monika, but I'll do my best to get through it, if it's for the sake of the club, and impressing Monika. Then I'll have to do my best. Ready to go, Sayori?
Yep.
Look at you two, always going home together like that.
It's kind of adorable, isn't it?
Jeez, guys. Don't make such a big deal out of it.
It must be a little nice, though.
Well, how am I supposed to respond to that?
It's okay, Dave. You don't have to say it.
Whatever. Let's go already. I walk home with Sayori once more. Even though it's just been a few days, a lot of things have already changed. But today, Sayori is being a little quieter than usual on the way home. Hey, Sayori?
Sorry. I was spacing out.
Ah, no wonder.
I was thinking about something from earlier. I like how we get to... I mean...
Sayori fumbles with her words.
So, let's just say that one day Yuri asked to walk home with you.
Huh?
What would you do?
What kind of question is that? You're kind of putting me on the spot here. Well, that one. Sayori. Do you really think I would ditch you for Yuri?
Eh? But she's so beautiful and smart.
Jeez. I already see her in the club every day. Besides, you always seem to really like going home together. I wouldn't just ruin that for you.
You're so silly, Dave. You think about me too much sometimes. Yuri would deserve it if she wanted it, so...
Sayori, I've already made up my mind. I really can't figure you out sometimes.
Sorry.
Besides, what's the point in speculating something that's never going to happen? The conversation trails off. It's kind of a weird thing for Sayori to care about to care so much about. But I want to respect her and keep her happy too. Then again, the festival is only a few days away. Who knows what will happen in that time? Alright. Okay. Thanks everybody for joining
Poetry Slam!
Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. We'll probably finish the game off in the next stream, or maybe another stream later. And thank you to everyone who joined and voice acted for the characters.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, it was a
It was
pleasure.
fun.
I had fun with this.
Considering this is my first real, full, viewage of the game, I'm happy with it. I like it.
Yeah.
I'm surprised I got
Oh,
through
boy,
this
you haven't
with
even
this
done
worked
some
out.
good stuff yet.
Mm-hmm.
Alright guys.
Monika.
We'll see you next time. I'll let you guys know when we plan another stream. And thanks everyone for joining and watching. Appreciate it.
You better be there next time, dummy.
Hang in there!
Alright, have
Be
a
nice
good one
to our
guys.
viewers.
Please join if you'd like. We're glad to have you.
Bye bye.
Yeah. Take care.